Yashodanandana Vrajajanandana Yamunatira
Acharya Jagadguru Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Hastu Tarasutta Sri Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Guru Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopal Gopina Shyama Radha Kunda Giri Gauravan Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Mathura Dham Ki Navadvip Mayapur Dham Ki Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jamuna Mai Ki Ganges Mai Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru Sri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu Pariya Krishna Vritai Bhutala Shamati Bhattiti Dashamati Masti Krishna Bhuvara Shaitana Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Bhattiti Vichana Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Naruttamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Praisa Badresu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevayam Bhagavati Uttamasloki Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakramalitan Jena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Papadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Pitam Tam Sajivam Sadhuitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurambi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpataru Yascha Kripa Sindhuvyaya Vacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Hare Krishna. A reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, The Passing Away of Bhishmadev, Text 16. Na hyasya karhi chit rajan Puman veda vidit sitam Jad viji gya saya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi Nahyasya karhi chit rajan Puman veda vidit sitam Jad vijigya saya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi Nahyasya karhi chit rajan Puman veda vidit sitam Jad vijigya saya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi
Nahyasya karihi chitrajan Puman veda viditsitam Yad vijignasaya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi Nahyasya karchit rajan Puman veda viditsitam Yad vijigyasa yukta
Muhyanti kavayopihi Nahyasya karhi chit rajan Puman veda viditsitam Yad vijigyasaya yukta Muhyanti kavayopihi Na Never He Certainly Asya His Karhi chit Whatsoever Rajan O King Puman Anyone Veda knows Vidit sitam Plan Jat Which Vijigyasa Saya Vijigyasaya with exhaustive inquiries Yuktaha being engaged Muhyanti bewildered Kavaya great philosophers Api even He certainly Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O King, no one can know the plan of the Lord, Shri Krishna. Even though great philosophers inquire exhaustively, they are bewildered. Purport. The bewilderment of Maharaj Yudhishthira over his past sinful acts and the resultant sufferings, etc., is completely negated by the great authority Bhishma, one of the 12 authorized persons. Bhishma wanted to impress upon Maharaj Yudhishthira that since time immemorial, no one, including such demigods as Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. So what can we understand about it? it is useless also to inquire about it. Even the exhaustive philosophical inquiries of sages cannot ascertain the plan of the Lord. The best policy is simply to abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. The Lord had to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of virtue. And therefore, his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest of virtue. Bhishma was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of virtue, and he was glad to see King Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra because the Lord wanted to show that vice cannot conquer virtue, regardless of who tries to execute it. Bhishma was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord because the Lord wanted to show that a fighter like Bhishma cannot win on the wrong side. Hare Krishna. Very interesting verse. Our scriptures, our philosophy has a lot of things to offer. And it requires the Lord's mercy to be able to understand everything. So it is actually difficult. In 𝐶𝐴𝐵𝐺𝐷 Bhagavat, Vrindavan Das Thakur said, the Lord chooses whom, where, when, and how his understanding can take place. He chooses. The Lord select whom he should do, reveal what secret he should do. Not everyone. It is not everyone that knows the Lord. And he continued to say, anyone who says that he knows the Lord is fool. It's a big fool. Because we have seen many times that the Lord, pure devotees are also bewildered. Even the pure devotees themselves, including Lord Balaram himself, who is Krishna, Krishna still bewilders him. So who else cannot be bewildered or can understand Krishna? If Krishna himself, in Krishna himself also get bewildered. Even Krishna himself. He is simultaneously omniscient and bewildered. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said. He said. And there are good examples in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam. Krishna is fighting with Salva. He cried. Krishna cried when Salva created false Vasudeva and 𝐷𝐸𝐴𝐴𝐴 slaughtered them on the battlefield. They were not in the battlefield. Before Krishna left, he told Balaram, don't come and fight. You should stay here and protect the place, because as I'm going out to fight, there's another enemy Another enemy knows that I'm fighting somewhere with you. So he's going to come and fight here. So you don't go. You should stay here. And I will go and take care of Salva. So Krishna did many things, sometimes with devotees, sometimes alone, sometimes with Balaram. Fighting with Salva, Krishna went alone. He kept Balaram in Dwaraka. Don't come with me. Just like he did when he was going to Rukmini also. He didn't tell Balaram, he just went. So Balaram stayed there, protecting Dwaraka. Salva, he created a false Vasudev, a false Devaki, and made them appear on the battlefield there, and they slaughtered them. Look, says, my parent! What is that? Bewildered. So Krishna himself does that. What about his devotees? What to say about the philosopher? Which philosopher is there to understand Krishna's dealings? Which philosopher? There's no philosopher that can understand what their speculations and the speaking and the research. Even the research itself is bewilderment. We have not seen any philosopher who has any conclusion of his research. Both the mystics and our common scientists. See, difficult, very, very difficult to understand Krishna. And right from the first verse, yesterday said, Krishna bewildered even the sages. So Narada Muni, Krishna perplexed his intelligence. You remember? Narada Muni thought that he cannot be bewildered. And when Krishna asked him to go and bring a cup of water for him, it took many years for Narada to come back. He got to go and fetch water, he got married, he lived there, got children, he got grandchildren, and Krishna was waiting for the cup of water. When he came back, Krishna was smiling. What happened to you? And when he couldn't talk, he was silent because he had sinned. He was completely bewildered. He never thought of it. He never thought of it. So it is foolishness for anyone to think that I have understood Krishna. And Krishna told them, 𝐸𝐴𝐴, I am surprised that all this time I've been spending with you, you never understood who I am. Don't you know me? 𝐸𝐴𝐴, you are a son of a Brahmana. Krishna said, no. You don't know. I am the master of Ganga you worship. Ah! And people grow old to become wise, but you become old to become more restless. How can you say this? You're not ashamed to say this. Krishna is smiling. Every day I'm coming to this devotee, but he never understood I'm his Lord. Yeah. So this is Krishna. His own pure devotee, not just we who are already conditioned soul. What about us? They don't need to talk about us. We're talking about the pure devotees of Krishna. Murari Gupta, he said, I cannot understand. I cannot understand how Lord Krishna is just right here and seeing the Pandavas going to the forest. This happened in his presence. And he didn't stop it. He will go and see the Pandavas in the forest. Why he cannot stop it? And see the way he abandoned Sita. I will commit suicide before he perform another one. I will commit suicide. He really want to go to commit suicide. And then Lord Chaitanya came to him and Murari, what is this you're doing? Bring that knife. Who has told you this lie? It's a space behind. See the space behind. Chaitanya will say, you say somebody told me? You say somebody told me? I made the knife. I gave you the knife. And I show you where to keep it. I'm the one who did all that. So the Lord bewildered his pure devotees to act differently. But the bewilderment of the pure devotees are different from our own bewilderment. Because their own, it is for Krishna's pastimes. The condition so our bewilderment is sinful, it is ignorance. The bewilderment of the pure devotees, it is for Krishna's pastimes. So he can do activities for us to meditate on. There are many things to learn from in the life of the Pandavas and this verse. The bewilderment of Maharaj Yudhishthira over his past sinful acts and the resultant sufferings, etc., is completely negated by the great authority, Bhishma, one of the 12 authorized persons. Bhishma wanted to impress upon Maharaj Yudhishthira that since time immemorial, no one, including such demigods as Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. Lord Shiva himself bewildered by Krishna. I talk about Brahma. Even Lord Shiva himself. Krishna bewildered him many times. Many times. Many. Lord Shiva fought with Krishna, supporting Kasiraj. Krishna sent a Sudarshan Chakra to Sudakshina. Sudakshina was a demon created to destroy Dwarka as a revenge for the death of his father, Kasiraj. So Krishna sent Sudarshan Chakra, and he understood that this is Lord Krishna's weapon that cannot be contracted by anyone. So he surrendered to Sudarshan Chakra and begged for forgiveness. The Sudarshan Chakra spared his life. And because he surrendered to Krishna, to Sudarshan Chakra. And Sudarshan Chakra didn't kill. This is the principle. One who surrenders is fully protected. It's a great weapon. Obeisances which you offer every day. We don't know how powerful it is. Now we see Hare Krishna devotees, we are becoming philosophically contaminated. let me use that word, philosophically contaminated. That we have forgotten to do the right thing. We are cultivating knowledge to forget the right thing. Bhagavatam started from obeisances. That's the beginning. That is the beginning of Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is the beginning of Bhagavatam. It didn't start from philosophy. It started from respect. Because it is the respect that will invoke the mercy for us to understand and to speak. The respect. So, when he offered obeisances to Sudarshan Chakra releasing, and he entered the city and destroyed the whole city and came after Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva tried to run, but the Sudarshan Chakra followed Lord Shiva everywhere until Lord Shiva couldn't find any way to escape. Then he surrendered to Krishna and asked him. So Krishna told Lord Shiva, in the whole world, I've not seen a person who hates me like you. I feel like you hated me more than anyone in the universe. Why did you choose to fight with me? You know my position, and you know that my Sudarshan Chakra cannot be contracted by a Pashupata. No, as Brahmastra. Nothing can contract with you. You know this, and you know my position. Why do you choose to fight with me, supporting this rascal who is nothing but insignificant, a fool? Lord Shiva said, you gave me false ego. So it's not my fault, it is your fault. So you better remove this false ego and leave me to serve you as my eternal master. Remove this false ego. You gave me. Please take it away. I cannot act independently. I acted under your influence. Please remove this. Lord Krishna did. And I said, please, for me to be protected from now onward for eternity, so I don't act on false you again, give me a place in your abode so that I will not misbehave. So Lord Krishna gave him Bhuvaneshwara. Bhuvaneshwara is part of Jagannath Puri. Krishna gave to Lord Shiva to stay there. And Lord Shiva stays there. He's staying there eternally. Bhuvaneshwara is given to him. So Bhishmadev is talking to Yudhishthira Maharaj, who has been lamenting seriously. Yudhishthira lamented, I don't know how many hells I'm going to go. I don't know the duration of the hells I'm going to. I don't know the duration and the many hells I'm going to go. I don't know. Because look at the number of Kshatriyas I have killed. Look at their wives, they are now useless. They are lamenting. All the anxiety will come on my head. What of the children? The generations of their children. The sin I have committed by killing their father, great-father, I have to suffer for all. Who can save me from this? I'm such a sinful person. This is the mindset of Yudhishthira Maharaj. So the philosophy from Bhishma did not help him. The philosophy from Narada Muni, no, not Bhishma. The philosophy from Krishna himself didn't help him. From Narada didn't help him. From Vyasadeva didn't help him. Krishna specifically gave the authority to Bhishma Dev to speak to Yudhishthira Maharaj as a compensation. It's a compensation that Krishna did for Bhishma Dev, because Bhishma Dev fought opposite him. which is another bewilderment. And many people have difficulty understanding why 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐, who loved the Pandavas the most. So that Sanatana Goswami said that the 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐 is authority. Yes, one of the 12 Mahajans. That is not his greatness. He is a formidable warrior that fought for thousands of battles, which he himself confirmed. That is not his best. The best of 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐 and Vidura is that they protected the Pandavas. Therefore, they have the love of Lord Krishna. The Krishna gave them extraordinary blessing because they protected the Pandavas. This is the greatness of 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐. Then, why did he fight against the people whom he himself protected? Is it not hypocrisy? If you look at it, is it not hypocrisy? And can you say it is hypocrisy? Because he really protected them and defended them from the beginning till the end. 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐, he protected Yudhishthira Maharaj till he got to the throne. Until Yudhishthira got to the throne. And getting to the throne, he trained him on his duty before 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐 left. Can we say that is hypocrisy? No. It is not hypocrisy. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is feeling guilty for killing so many people, Kshatriyas. He is a Kshatriya, and not just a Kshatriya, he's a king. His duty is to protect the citizens by killing the opponent, the aggressors. And the Kauravas are aggressors, confirmed in the scripture. But yet, he is lamenting seriously. So Krishna gave the blessing to 𝐵𝒔𝒻𝒐𝒍𝒐 to talk to him. So he's talking to him. So what can we understand about it? It is useless also to inquire about it. This is Prabhupada adding. This is added by Prabhupada. It is useless also to inquire about it. Even the exhaustive philosophical inquiries of sages cannot ascertain the plan of the Lord. The best policy is simply to abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. Yes, this is the best policy. Means what? We should just surrender to Krishna, and whatever he arranged, we follow it. This is what it means. Whatever Krishna does, we just follow it. That is how we can be happy and satisfied. Trying to understand why Krishna did it, it is an offense, and we will not get to the conclusion. We become bewildered on the way. So the best cause to understand Lord Krishna's arrangement is just to follow the arrangement he has made. For example, the devotees who are trying to understand how the jiva falls to this planet, I promise you, you will never understand it. And if you try, it becomes offensive to Krishna. This is my experience. Try. Anyone can try. It's one of the controversial things, but I promise you, anybody, including philosophers, you will never understand it. And if you are very fortunate to go to some extent, you will become offensive to Krishna. And if you become offensive, is that the solution? No. You have complicated the issue. Therefore, The best policy is simply to abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. Just follow what Krishna has arranged. Just follow it. With our tiny brain, what can we do? What can we do with our tiny brain? What can our brain do? Especially 𝐾𝐚𝐤𝐵 brain. What is the 𝐾𝐚𝐤𝐵 brain? It's affected with so many things. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. Listen, because I want to say something that it will trouble your head also. My point is not to disturb your head, but to make you think. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. Have you seen anything in this world that has no cause? Anything? Is anything? One thing?
Mercy. Mercy.
Mercy has no cause?
Sometimes it could be just cause.
If mercy does not have a cause, then just wait, don't chant Hare Krishna. Don't follow any principle. Just do what the senses say we should do. And get the mercy and go back to Godhead. Huh? No. Go like that. Everything has a cause. So the mercy is not complete without effort. Otherwise, it becomes partiality. Why this and not this? So if it is mercy, everybody should get it. Practice, you don't practice, you get it. But it is not happening like that. Mercy is coming because of effort. Yes, that effort is caused by Krishna. The effort is caused by Krishna. And Krishna made us to come in contact with Krishna consciousness. That also happened when we are crying for help. When we are crying for help. If you are not crying for help, it will not happen. When we cry, then a Christian hearing our cries, like he went to hell to visit Yamaraj. And Krishna was hearing how people were suffering, crying, they were groaning. And Krishna was hearing that. He was touched by the groaning of the conditions of suffering in hell. Krishna asked Yamaraj, what is that? Yamaraj said, they are sinners who are being tortured by my people. From that time on, while Krishna was there with Yamaraj, he was not hearing anything Yamaraj was talking again. He was simply thinking how to help us who are suffering in hell, because Krishna had the cry. Thinking about that resulted to producing 𝐸𝑠𝑖 as a means to help us become free from sin and attain love of Godhead. That's the origin of 𝐸𝑠𝑖. The cries of the conditioned soul suffering in hell touched Krishna's soft heart. He contemplated and designed a means, 𝐸𝑠𝑖. Yet, you'll see many devotees not practicing 𝐸𝑠𝑖. Is that mercy? They are devotees. They are pure devotees who, even after, they're pure devotees, they have transcended all, everything, and they are pure devotees who still suffer karma, the Pandavas. Our acharyas explain, they give example Pandavas. They explain that not all souls, not all pure souls that undergo this. Some will undergo this. And the explanation is that Krishna still wants us to continue to intensify our practice. Not because we are still conditioned, but there are certain things Krishna still wants us to practice, to show example. And Krishna used the Pandavas to show example. Hanuman said, Krishna used the Pandavas to teach us the level of their tolerance. Krishna glorified them by this. How tolerant they are. For pure devotees, there is nothing they cannot tolerate to serve Lord Krishna. So you see, they didn't complain, even though their life was 100% full of sufferings. They didn't complain because they are pure devotees. Conditioned soul will not stand it. And conditioned soul cannot represent Krishna. Only pure devotees can represent Krishna. So Krishna used his pure devotees to teach us many things. So he used the Pandavas to teach us how to tolerate. And Jiva Goswami said, this is how Krishna glorified the Pandavas. And as a result, they control Krishna. In this material world, the closest person to Krishna are the gopis. The next people closer to Krishna after gopis are the Pandavas. Because of their exalted position, they can tolerate everything for Krishna. Because it is Krishna. They are very, very close to Krishna. So close to Krishna that Krishna left the soldiers in the forest and stayed with the Pandavas, who are householders. And when Yudhishthira Maharaj told Krishna, please don't go now. You can stay. Just give me more time. And Krishna said, yes, I will stay. People have gone to the forest to look for Krishna. Krishna has come to stay in the palace with the Pandavas. That is their glory. So the sages are forest and the forest, what are they doing? They are wasting their time. Krishna, they should have come to Krishna. New Delhi. Right here. All of you are very fortunate. And Krishna stayed with all of you. Such a mercy. Left the sages in the forest. Continue with your suffering. I will stay with my devotees. Every day. And he was not staying with them like a stranger, like visitors. He was living exactly the same manner he lived in his own abode. No difference. The Lord has to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of 𝐤𝐳𝑚, and therefore his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest of 𝐤𝐳𝑚. So Bhishma was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of 𝐤𝐳𝑚, and he was glad to see King Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. Bhishma cannot fight against Krishna because they are not enemies, they are friends. But Krishna has 12 rasas. And who can satisfy Krishna? What is in all the services that we do for Krishna, whose service satisfies Krishna the most? The demons?
No.
The philosophers?
No.
The yogis?
No.
Who? Devotees. So the fighting of Bhishmadev is devotional service. And here you'll see in one purport, Srila Prabhupada said, Bhishmadev is superior to Vyasadeva. How is he superior? Vyasadeva will not shower Krishna with weapons. He will shower Krishna with lotus flowers. But Vishnudev showered Krishna with sharp arrows, pierced his body, made him to run in the battlefield. Krishna never run. Even when the demons are fighting Krishna, he never run. But Vishnudev made Krishna to run. That is the level of his devotion. So his fighting with Krishna is devotional service. So Krishna enjoys it not less to the devotees offering him lotus flowers. Not less, but better. Bhishmadev is a pure devotee, and a pure devotee, the intention, the motivation for all the activities is to please Krishna. So his fighting with Krishna is to please Krishna, and he satisfies Krishna with his service. So much so that Krishna had to come on the most auspicious time in everyone's life. The most important time is when we are leaving the body. And Krishna came. That is success. Krishna didn't go to non-devotees. He came personally for his devotees. For his devotees. Because Bhishmadev satisfied him in his service, and he satisfied him by protecting his devotees who were not protected. They were children and not protected by their uncle who was supposed to protect them, was the same person who was planning every day to kill them. But the Pandavas survived. One day a devotee was very, very disturbed. And what was the problem? Oh, leadership. The leaders was very disturbed for 2 weeks before another devotee asked me to speak to him. So by Krishna's mercy, I tried to speak with him. So I gave example of Bhishmadev. So I told him, you see, let us compare our situation to the Pandavas, who were to be protected by the Shastra. But the same person did not act properly. He was the one who planned every day to kill the people whom he's supposed to protect. But because the Pandavas are sincere, serious, pure devotees of Krishna, even though the protection was not there for them, Krishna, because of their Krishna consciousness, Krishna made a different arrangement that he brought in Bhishmadev and Dhira to protect them. In the same way, if we are in the same situation, feeling that, okay, our leaders are not potent in protecting us, we should not blame them. We should be like the Pandavas, and Krishna will make arrangement for us, like he did for Pandavas. If it is Krishna we are worshipping, he is not tired of protecting us. He will do his duty by arranging perfect arrangement for everyone. That is Krishna's nature. And the devotee became pacified. He said, thank you. He smiled. I was very happy that Krishna touched his heart and he gave up his disturbance or disturbed mind. So this is how powerful Bhishmadev is. He cannot fight against Krishna, but Krishna personally put him that side so he can give him the taste of chivalry that Krishna wants to enjoy. Only pure devotee can do that. And Bhishmadev did it to Krishna's full satisfaction. So to reciprocate, the Krishna came to meet him. He was there to see to his passing away peacefully, back home, back to Godhead. So when we we hear this, when we hear this, we should not think, oh, how can Bhishmadev do this? Prabhupada said Bhishmadev was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of virtue. And he was glad to see Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. He cannot fight against the Pandavas. They are his favorite. Everybody knows that, including Dhira himself. Dhira, he knew that Bhishmadev has a deep affection. He also knew that his teacher has deep affection for the Pandavas. Diplomatically, he spoke to his teacher. And offensively, he spoke to Bhishmadev. Very offensively. He accused Bhishma not fighting. Bhishma said, what I'm doing. He said, yes, you are fighting. You are fighting. You are fighting so much that the Pandavas are still alive. That is your fighting. That is when Bhishma became very angry with him. And said, okay, tomorrow. But these 5 hours, Pandavas finished. He insulted him. And diplomatically, he also did to his spiritual master. You are very, very lenient. That is okay in a house. But here, leniency is very, very dangerous for me. If you bring that here, it is very dangerous. Please, don't do that here. So everybody knows that Bhishmadev is very, very, very merciful, kind, and fatherly to the Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he told Yudhishthira Maharaj, let us go, Krishna is speaking to Yudhishthira Maharaj, let us go to Bhishmadev in a way that he will be happy to leave the body. What is that? We as disciples, we should live our Krishna conscious life in such a way that our spiritual masters should leave the body being happy with us. If our life is otherwise, the spiritual master will live in the body thinking, I didn't succeed in my service, my duty, by making them pure devotees. Krishna taught us this. Don't go to a grandfather lamenting. You should go happily accepting the throne. So you'll be happy that, yes, I have somebody to represent me. You are going with the tears, with lamentation, with morosity. He's going to feel very disturbed and he will leave the body in that mood. That is not the duty of a good son. Don't do this. So we should not be a bad son, but daughters and sons. We should be a disciple that the spiritual master feels happy by looking at us, feels happy leaving the body. We can look at so many things in this world, but all the things we see in this material world, they are distractions that will not help us in our Krishna consciousness. The distraction which we are very much preoccupied with will not help us in our Krishna consciousness. Don't forget, second canto. 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐬 Goswami said Krishna told Maya to create thousands of subject matter for those of us who want to be bewildered. Apahashatam atma tatam grihisu medina. Grihisu medina. Apahashatam. Those of us who don't have eye to see. Don't we have eyes? Don't we have eyes? 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐬 Goswami, those of us who don't have eyes. Apashata. Don't have eyes. Is it not eyes? Huh? I'm asking, I don't know, I'm asking you. Is it not eyes?
It is not.
Apashata means what?
Not able to see.
No see. We have no eye to see. Those of us who have no eye to see, 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐬 Goswami said, Maya has created thousands of subject matters so that we don't see. What is it we're not seeing? Krishna. Yes. We don't want to see Krishna. Maya said, don't worry, there are many things for you to see. So we don't want to be devotee. Don't worry, there are so many subject matters for us. Or the fall of jiva from spiritual world or not fall from the spiritual world. You want to busy yourself with that. Yes, you will leave the body hanging on that. Or the leader's misconduct. Yeah. It is not wonderful for a leader to misbehave. But should we break our head for that? Krishna will give us a pass mark? Huh? These are distractions. They are distractions. If we have come to Krishna consciousness to be busy with distractions, there is no scarcity. There is no scarcity. Yes. We should be intelligent. We should be intelligent to see what we should busy ourselves with and what we shouldn't busy ourselves with. See, Maya is not separate. Maya is the back of
Krishna.
Oh, I thought it's demon. It's the back of Krishna. You see? Means what? They are together. You're not separate. That is a position. Where is it? Means they look similar. They look similar. The shadow cannot be different from the object. The shadow will resemble the object. So we want distractions. There are no scarcities. Many. Very, they look like Bhakti. And we think that, yes, I am on it. But check if that will protect us at the time of death. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra because the Lord wanted to show that device cannot conquer adversary. So there are internal and external meaning or reasons to everything Krishna and his pure devotees does. Everything. So we should see the external, we should see the internal. We see the external to preach. Yes, we should see the external so we can preach. That is the philosophy. We should see the internal because that is the substance that we should take home. Bhishma Dev was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord. So Krishna can speak to us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.
Does it make sense? Any comments or questions?
I have questions.
Yes, please.
Maharaj, you started the class by saying that one can understand or get a bit of an idea about Krishna's plan due to mercy.
Mm.
Now, how does one know that mercy has been bestowed? And how does one know that one has been able to take advantage of that mercy?
How do I know that the mercy has been bestowed? We will not be bewildered. We will not be bewildered. In the middle of distractions and confusions, and even where a situation where there is no direction, the mercy is there to be direction for those who are fortunate. To be direction. So when something happened, it is that time Krishna has set to show us where we are in our Krishna consciousness. How we are going to check what will go on in our mind, what will be our reaction. That Krishna used that to check, to see all of us. How much bewilderment will come to our mind. We're going to give up Krishna consciousness or become offensive to everybody. That's the time to check. So for those who have the mercy, they will not be bewildered. They will simply smile and move on. They will, while the darkness everywhere covering those who don't have the eyes, they will lie for those who have the eyes. They will see and continue to go. There are many devotees who have a lot of challenges, but the thought of giving up Krishna consciousness doesn't exist in them. They have the message. And they have some devotees, their difficulties are very small. They are done with Krishna consciousness. So what is making this person to stay and that person to leave? The mercy. But the second part of the question.
But how does, even if sometimes mercy is bestowed, but we may not be able to take advantage of it. So how do we really know that, we were able to take advantage of the mercy that was bestowed upon us?
Yes, if our purpose of Krishna consciousness is to serve Krishna, if that is our reason of being a devotee or coming to Krishna consciousness, if our reason is to serve Krishna only, we will be able to assess that message. We will make use of it. We will not miss it. And the more we continue to open our hands, the more Krishna will continue to give. So you see, such devotees, they always move on. They are moving on, irrespective of all the challenges and difficulties. And in fact, devotees who are making advancement, the examination is every time. The devotees who doesn't have examination, they are not making advancement. We don't fight your friend, we fight our opponent. Right? So we are already sitting in the camp of Maya. Why would she fight us? What is there for us? There is nothing there. We're not challenging her, so there's no fight. There's a fight only if there's a challenge. So we will be able to assess the mercy of Krishna and Krishna's pure devotees when Our purpose of coming to Krishna consciousness is to serve him only, and we are simply following that. The mercy will come, and we will be able to see it and take it and make use of it and perfect our Krishna conscious life.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have a follow-up question.
Yes, yes.
We may come to Krishna consciousness with this pure motive of like, I only want to serve Krishna and nothing else. But along the way, we sometimes may develop certain other motives as well, which may not be as strong as the initial motive to serve Krishna. That may be our primary motive, but we may have some secondary motives as well. Sometimes just to be peaceful, or sometimes just to have a certain service.
Yeah.
So in that condition, what really happens?
Krishna will still purify us. Krishna will purify us. Whatever situations that bring us to Krishna consciousness, we will get the mercy of Krishna. I told some devotees, to that time I was telling some devotees, we should be very careful how we deal with devotees. If I tell a devotee, I know how you joined this movement, you were looking for money, that's why you joined the movement. By saying that, we are not offending only that devotee, we are offending exalted devotee like Dhira Maharaj. See the level of our offense. Because you don't have eye, so you don't see. So I'm just thinking about this, but see. We tell devotee, oh yeah, you are very, very sick, we are in distress, we are frustrated, that's why I come to Krishna. Oh, you're offending? Who? Huh? Gajendra. See? We are offending Gajendra, whom Krishna did not give a separate airplane to go. But that devotee is when you get perfection, Krishna gave you one airplane to go. Gajendra went with Krishna on his own airplane. See how close he is with Krishna. Very, very close. Krishna took him with him on the back of Garuda. He didn't give a separate airplane. So we're making offenses to Gajendra Maharaj. So we be careful how we relate with devotees. So if whatever is akarma sarva karma most karma udaradi. This verse is not for devotee, but it is an encouragement. It's an encouragement to encourage people on a mundane platform to take to Krishna consciousness. So, Lord Krishna responded to this verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita. When a person surrendered to me, just to ask me for material things, I see the person as a fool. But me, I'm not a fool like that. So I will not respond like that. I will take this devotee, train him. That period is when we consider to Krishna not answering me. But Krishna is answering by training us to get qualified for what we are asking him. Oh, Krishna is not answering my prayers. Oh, this moment, this process is not working. No, what will happen to me in my future? We are ungrateful people. That is our problem. We are very ungrateful. Very, very ungrateful. So that time, Krishna had taken to purify us, to qualify for what we are asking. And when that time comes, after Krishna is filled with us, so Bhagavatam 10th canto glorifies that devotee. The famous verse, Papa always quote. One who patiently waits. One who patiently waits for his karma to be free. He's patient, waiting. All along, he's thinking, yes, I'm undergoing my karma. No problem. Let me go with it. That devotee, the crown of Goloka is on his or her head for that devotee. Because he waited for the mercy of the Lord to come. All the while tolerating all the unnecessary things which we have created for ourselves. It was not, of course, Lord Brahma said, Krishna imposed it. Krishna imposed what we have created, not his own imposement. Not that he created that. We created imposement. Krishna imposed it upon us because we created it. When Krishna is dealing with that nonsense which we have created, we don't tell him thank you. We complaining, lamenting. Why not? Why not we? Why not we? So Krishna will take time to purify if we are sincere. If you are not sincere, we will miss the chance. If you are very sincere and continue, then ultimately we will get it. Ultimately we will get it. Krishna will make it happen. So we have to be patient. To tell us to be patient by Rupa Goswami, it was purposeful. It was deliberate because he knows the benefit. Be patient. Sincerity is very, very important. Even if the original desire was not pure. Yes, not all of us have the pure desire to, okay, let me go to surrender to Krishna. Not everybody has that. We came with so many other things. But Krishna will take his time to wipe away all those things. So we call it bhajan kriya. Kriya, activities. We are doing something. These activities we are doing is not bhakti, but because they had a connection with Krishna, Krishna will purify us by that process. So eventually we'll get it. But if we are not sincere, then the problem. We won't succeed. If we are sincere, we'll succeed. Sure. So those who came with that is a solid background for the pure devotional service, and they say that sometimes we get disturbed. It means that our foundation is not strong. If the foundation is strong, the challenges will come. It will fortify us to face the remaining things. It is not to break us, it is to make us strong to continue with it. So the foundations will be strong. Very, very important. How we begin our Krishna consciousness is very, very important. So devotees who that they are seriously attracted to chanting nicely, attending programs and hearing and doing service steadily. They have a bright future. So I will tell you some devotees, see, you are starting a temple. A devotee who is joining right from the beginning, he's not coming from Mangarati, he's struggling with chanting. Don't keep such people in the temple from the beginning. We should know that they will not make it. Let them come from the house. But those who, right from the beginning, they're trying, they're getting off, they're following, they're chanting, they're serving, they're reading, hearing, those who should stay. We should not repeat the same thing. It's not a mistake. If you repeat the same thing, it's not a mistake. We should learn from the mistake and grow. All right? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.